Welcome back to Bumblebee. Here are the top 10 disturbing creatures from history that actually existed. These were real. Let's go. Number 10, the Bulldog Rat. Right off the bat, I want to throw up. Of course, being way larger than black rats, the Bulldog Rat was thankfully, last seen around 1903. We did it. We just successfully dodged these ones. The same time speed walking was introduced to the world. Coincidence? Absolutely not. Everyone was avoiding these big hairy That's my theory. They have 2 to 3 centimeters of fat on their backs with short tails and thick hair. There's absolutely nothing holly and or jolly about the Bulldog Rat except for the fact that its home was that of Christmas Island in the Indian Ocean. Yeah, welcome to Christmas Island. It's not what you think. At all. They were thriving until sailors discovered the island. And with them, they brought infected black rats. So only sailors were responsible for this extinction event. Yeah, they pulled up to Christmas Island and then they released some gifts. Gifts of rats, infected rats, that now made other rats extinct. Either way, I don't like rats. Any rats, extinct or currently living. Next, number 9, Helicoprion. Perhaps one of the weirdest looking sea creatures to exist 250 million years ago. Again, yes, we dodged it. Thank God. We got a little close, but we narrowly missed it. This looks like a shark, but scientists now know that it was related to chimeras, a fish that separated from the shark family 400 million years ago. Again, dodge those too. This 25-foot long fish was first discovered by Andrei Zarpinski in Russia back in 1889. He got the name Helicoprion because it translates to spiral saw, hence its horribly disgusting awesome mouth. This guy found teeth fossilized in a spiral formation. He must have thought that he found aliens. He must have been scratching his head for weeks. Paleontologists all agree today that this was not part of a fin. It wasn't a wacky spinal cord either, but rather this coil was teeth. Yeah, teeth coiled up attached to the lower jaw of the fish. And its grasp was the same power roughly to that of a crocodile. So you can put 2 and 2 together and now not sleep. Just like me. Number 8, dire wolves. In height of that new Game of Thrones show coming out, can't wait, here we go. Let's talk about some Westeros animals, because these ones were real. Dire wolves. About 10,000 years ago, dire wolves were still a thing. We could have owned these as pets. Would have been so scary, but I would have liked it. Canis dirus comes in at around the same size as a gray wolf, so it's not a mega wolf with 3 heads or anything insane, but it did weigh a lot more, because it was eating a lot more, yeah. Their jaws were much stronger, so crushing animal bones wasn't a problem. And they would actually hunt down and eat horses. Yeah, how terrifying is that? If I saw that, I would cry so much. After studying their teeth, that was their go-to snack, turns out. Nice. Currently, if you're in the market for seeing 400 dire wolf skulls, head to the Page Museum in Southern California. Yeah, they found hundreds of thousands of skulls in the tar pits. Imagine that. Oh, what is this? Thousands of skulls. Damn, thought it was treasure. Number 7, the devil frog. Catching frogs is a great way to pass the time as a kid, or as an adult who's just, doing his own thing at the cottage. But 68 million years ago, if you saw a frog, you would have to run away immediately. It was bad news, especially if it was the devil frog. The devil frog would leave you without a nose. Yeah, it was got a big chomp. Hear that? It was a lot louder than that. Probably like, I can see it spiking up, that's so stupid. It was a lot bigger than frogs today, as most of these things are. It was on average the same size as a beach ball, and they lived on the island of Madagascar. Sounds like fun, but it wasn't at all. They thrived there because no theropod dinosaurs could get there, you know what I mean? And its bite is similar to a wolf or tiger, so really nothing wanted to mess with it. It's like, yeah, have Madagascar, enjoy it. We're not gonna try and with you. Recently, however, researchers found a fossil of the devil frog, and they believe it once had spikes and a turtle-like shell. Yeah, as if the devil frog couldn't get any cooler and or scarier. Now we know they had spikes. Throw in spikes as well, like it's a Mario dinosaur. Right now, currently, we have the horned frog, which is a lot smaller, but even after this many million years of evolution, its jaw is also remarkably strong. It'll still take off your finger, little guy. Much smaller, but still a bite. Number 6, Megapiranha. Whew, talk about a bite. Here we go. Megapiranha sounds like a Marvel Comics villain from the 70s. Is this real? Please tell me these weren't real. Growing up, I thought piranhas would be way more of an issue, to be honest. I haven't ran into any of those, and I'm not complaining. That sounds terrifying. Megapiranhas, back in the day, for starters, they were much bigger than today's piranhas. They came in at about 1 meter long. They ruled the waters surrounding Argentina, so 6 million years ago, you wouldn't be taking any late night skinny dips, that's for sure. Its bite force was 50 times its own weight, which is scary for a 30-pound fish. Yeah, all that math. It's a little jarring, isn't it? Its bite can out-chomp Megalodon, who I may or may not mention in a little bit. Even today, the word piranha instills fear. Our modern-day black piranha weighs 2 pounds, but its razor-sharp teeth and its bite force is still so deadly. Also, they've made way too many piranha movies. They gotta stop. Piranha 3D, 4DX. Piranha, moving chairs, Mist. I don't know. They're doing way too much movie theaters. They have a thing now, it's called smell-o-vision or something, where you watch a movie and you can smell the scene, which is odd. Imagine watching the human centipede and smell-o-vision. Number 5, Arthropluria. These creepy crawlies translate to jointed ribs. That's what their name means, jointed ribs. That's lovely. There we go. Arthropluria were these gigantic millipedes. Yeah, they would grow up to 6 feet long. Sorry, Jen, I forgot about these ones. These are kind of bugs. It was the largest known invertebrate ever. It ruled all over the arthropods, so any other spider, insect, crustacean, you name it, nothing compared to this horror. Nothing compares to you, 6-foot millipede, yuck. They roamed the land during the Paleozoic period. They would crawl around at much higher speeds than today's millipedes, which is still so fast, way too fast, and they ate any decomposing organic matter. So no, they wouldn't gobble you up if you went back in time. The reason all these monster bugs got so large, by the way, was because 300 million years ago, oxygen made up 30% of the air, whereas now we're only sucking in 21%. Yeah, we got that dirty hand-me-down air. But also, we have smaller bugs, so I'm not complaining too hard. Number 4, Epicyon. Much more than just a dog, these extinct canines were known as bone-crushing dogs. Awesome, let's not get these as pets, I guess. They would come in at around 5 feet long, greatly resembling a grizzly bear, and their massive head would come in handy during hunts, because it had the, head size of a lion, and its jaw certainly played the part as well. No problem hunting, very fast. Lions, tigers, and bears all rolled up into one furry 300-pound sack of holy shit. It was made to crush, literally. Its 4th premolar was enlarged, just like some hyenas, just like bears. This thing too lived in what's now North America. They went extinct about 6 million years ago, which is pretty recent considering the other scary fossils on this list. Could you imagine camping and all of a sudden this thing comes in? Sorry, runs in? Or sprints in? I don't know, I'm out of here. Number 3, Thylacosmilus. Sounds like a Harry Potter spell, I love it. Marsupials, millions of years ago, they were a little bit weirder than our marsupials today, although they're still odd. They have the weird, scary face. Thylacosmilus, first of all, way better name than opossum. We should have kept that name, if anything. These guys back then looked like saber-toothed tigers, but it's really just a cousin to marsupials today. Its name translates to terrible pouched knife, awesome nickname, and it used to live in what's now South America. Elmer Riggs discovered the remains of such a beast in the 1920s, but only recently we have now figured out it wasn't related to a cat. Although, looking at it, you're like, I don't know, it looks a little similar. Its teeth are intimidating, don't get me wrong, but this was just a big marsupial, and it's an opossum, or an opossum, or bee-possum, I don't know, I've lost count. Number 2, Therizinosaurus. There is no Saurus, not anymore, thankfully. No, they've been dead for 75 million years, for sure gone. We love that, there we go. There is no Saurus anymore, that sounds weird to say. They were also known in history as the reaping lizard, and it was first discovered in 1948. And these guys could grow up to 10 meters long, and they weighed about 5 tons. So yeah, like the lizard from Spider-Man, you're pretty much f***ed if you run into these. But the feature that stands out the most on this long neck raptor looking dinosaur is its massive claws. This thing's got baseball mitts for hands. It's like Freddy Krueger. These hands are way too big for that body. It's like a sports fan just ready to catch a foul ball. This is where the Greeks got the name from. Therizo means to reap or to cut off. This was the Freddy Krueger of animals. And thankfully its choice of meals was always a salad. No, it didn't shred up any animals unless it had to in self-defense. So leave this guy alone. The first fossil was discovered in the late 1940s from a Soviet Mongolian fossil expedition, and they found the claws first, and for 10 years they had no idea what this belonged to. Just terrified people in a lab for 10 years straight. It wasn't until the early 50s until they found more bones, and then eventually all the pieces of the puzzle started to fit, and they realized it wasn't a turtle. Yeah, that was their first guess, just a big old turtle. Do you imagine that in the water? No fucking way. And finally, number 1, Megalodon. Yeah, speaking of water, and holy shit, yeah, this thing was very real. Louis Agassiz first discovered the Megalodon shark back in 1843. Wasn't alive though, but still scary. He was a Swiss-born American naturalist and geologist. He discovered some amazing details about glacier activity and extinct fish. He is brilliant in history. But one of those extinct fish just happened to be the tooth shark, aka the Megalodon. It lived everywhere in the world but Antarctica, really. This thing ruled our planet. It favored warm oceans, but similar to a great white, it generates heat when it moves, so it can survive most places. Yeah, Not great for us, swimming in the water. The largest recorded Megalodon came in at 59 feet, about the same length as a bowling alley. So if this thing were alive today, there's no chance Jason Statham could take it. No, it's gonna take at least 3 Jason Stathams, at least. Its 7-foot wide jaws had plenty of trunk space for a swimmer, and its 5 rows of razor sharp teeth ensured said swimmer didn't get out. So I'm glad they're all dead. In a nice way, I don't know, this sounds kind of horrible to say. I've been your host, Taylor McWaters. We'll see you next time, Bumblebee, for some more fish. Who knows? Part 2? Sure. Let's talk shop about some disgusting animals that are thankfully dead. All right, Jen, you're gonna do this one. Welcome to B, let's do this. Here are the top 10 disgusting, what's the, yeah, we'll just go to the next one. Yeah, it's like sometimes I feel like a nice ending and I'm like, that's good. But it did weigh, I'm gonna burp, sorry. Oh God. Yeah, see you again. That's, yeah, it's a good time to fit. I'm like through in a bit, feels nice, we're gonna move on. But it's it's got razor sharp teeth. They roamed, I was gonna say they roamed so hard, that's so weird. This thing was very real. Real? Why do I keep doing that? I'm a cartoon. This thing was very real.